Right, what's going on, people? It's been a while. The last time me and my coach and my good friend VIKAS did a video was the Manchester Derby preview. And obviously, since then, United have played AC Milan, the first leg, obviously, which we're going to get into in a bit. We've also played West Ham in the league, which was rather unconvincing. And obviously last night. So I'm going to get straight into it. So I'm going to come to you, VIKAS. So obviously on the back of the Manchester Derby, a surprising 2-0 win, even though obviously we both predicted that United were going to, do the job. But the manner in which we did it, I'm sure that shocked you as well as myself.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, regarding everything that day just went perfect to a T. It was fairly comfortable. I know City, as you expect, they'll have a moment stuff, but it's not. It was a different sort of win to the one that we did last season. The last season when we won at their ground 2-1, it was a smash and grab, but we rolled our luck at times. But this one and this the game that we won a few weeks ago, much more comfortable. Also, I thought that, without key players as well, and all this talk about how Bruno doesn't show up in big games and all this and that, and we haven't beaten a big club. Well, we beat the best. We beat
What was
the
that,
top.
37 seconds?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, something along those lines. So it was a good day that day, and yeah, mate. Yeah, and like I said, obviously, the games after that is a massive week. Mo. It's a huge week for us, and we've got 2 done, and now just Leicester to go.
Well, see, with me, the most surprising thing about that game, the Man City game, was I don't recall. I think Dean Henderson was it Dean Henderson or De Gea goal?
Yeah, it was Henderson. Yeah,
I don't recall him making a major save.
No, I think.
I mean, if you look back on the game, I mean, obviously City, they had all the ball, which you'd expect. Apart from Rodri hitting the bar, did Dino actually have any saves to make?
No. But I tell you what, Mo. I remember when we spoke last about the preview, we both said that what we don't want is for United to sit back and go for in the last 10.
Look, fair enough, because obviously I'm quick to slate the manager when he gets it wrong, right? But in the last, say 4 games, probably the AC Milan game, we should have seen that out better. I thought the West Ham game, there's not much he could choose from in terms of selection. So he got that one right, because obviously we got the 3 points in the end, rather be it by a fortuitous own goal. The Man City game, I thought Oli got it spot on. I mean, obviously there's this saying that when you play a high line against Pep's teams, you tend to play into their hands. But I think that's the first time I've seen United go away at the Etihad, and I didn't actually feel scared, it sounds crazy. I just had this feeling that even when we went 1-0 up early, I just feel like we were comfortable. It felt like, yeah. I mean, and the thing that annoys me the most is we've taken 4 points off them this season. And I always look back at the game back in November. I think Ferdinand said this on his Vibe with 5 podcast. By the way, my viewers, go and check that out. Obviously, he's got a latest episode with Van Nistelrooy. That was
the hat as well.
Yeah, I mean, VIKAS is wearing the hat, But yeah, the latest episode with Van Nistelrooy was emotional. But yeah, go and check that out. But I think Rio said it when we played City in November earlier on in the season. That was the time for United to really, stamp their authority and, really say, what, we're in for this title, because at the time City were down and beaten. I think before, obviously, they started this amazing run, they were struggling, they looked out of sorts at the time. And that really annoys me, because I feel like had United gone out and won that game, then mentally it would have, the focus would have been different, and maybe the situation would have been different right now in terms of the league, because, we've gone there as underdogs, so be it. And we've dominated them. like in terms of, obviously not in terms of possession, etc. But when I mean domination, I mean like we were
comfortable,
comfortable.
man.
Yeah, we were
100%.
comfortable. And a lot of teams have gone to the Etihad this season and I've not had a sniff. And you know what? I'll give credit to Oli. I'll give credit to the players. And I also want to, you know, obviously I want to single out 2 players in this video. Obviously, I want to talk about Lindelof and Maguire because, you know, I've been a critic of both of them. I'm sure you have as well. Obviously, you've had some strong words to say after that Everton game. Likewise, but you know what? The last 3 or 4 games, they've been excellent. Like, I can't fault them, man.
No, you're totally right. Listen, I mean, us fans, and look, me and you especially, you know, we're one to, and rightly so, you know, we're one to criticize players and a manager. So we have to sort of like, you know, give
him his props. You have to give him his props because I noticed the change in Maguire's attitude against West Ham when we were under the cosh. And he was throwing himself at the ball. He was defending better from set pieces, you know, keeping the high line, leading the line, shouting at his players. I think he had a go at Rashford. I can't remember what game it was. It might have been the Palace game where he told him, listen, stop fucking being offside.
Yeah.
I want to see a bit of that.
And even Wan-Bissaka against the West Ham game, you know, he was having a go at Avon for giving the ball away. So listen, mate, I mean, that's what we want from Maguire, you know. End of the day, like, the price tag is not his fault. He's going to play.
No. He's a good player. He's going
to be there, you know, for some time, you know. So now it's just about next season. Who do we partner him up with? You know, that's what it's about for me. You know, I thought what you come back to what you said about Lindelof. I thought that you know, like I said,
he was excellent last night. By the way, last night he was. Oh my God, he was excellent.
Yeah, mate.
I think he was better than Maguire yesterday.
There's only one Swede player that was on form yesterday, and it was Zlatan. It was Lindelof.
Yeah, he had him in his back pocket, mate. He had him in his back pocket. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously,
and can these players do it now on a consistent basis? Because it is obvious to see that Lindelof and Maguire are all these two. I mean, Bailly didn't even travel up to Italy, you know.
Yeah,
so
apparently he had a knock or something, but it is what it is.
What is it? What, everybody got injured? Oh, never heard that.
But there was talk of him getting a new contract last week or something. I read somewhere he was getting a new deal.
But mate, the thing is that you and I both know, right? Okay, and we've lived through the Ferguson era. You need at least 4 top class centre backs. Yeah. So you got Maguire. Okay, we definitely need one more. You know, so now who misses out? Do you keep Tuanzebe and get rid of Lindelof or Bailly? You know, is a bit of a tricky one because you need.
Coming back on your point, obviously, this week we're gonna get onto that as well. This week, obviously, we've given 3 exciting young prospects new contracts. So you got Ted and Mengi, Anthony Elanga, who's a winger. He got our reserves player of the season last year, and Hannibal Mejbri. And going back on your point of having, I think he's going to be the one, you know.
Yes.
I think he's going to be the one.
Out of them 3, obviously, like, you know, us fans, we sort of know the academy because we follow them on social media stuff. But Mengi's the one out of them 3 that's been spoken about quite a lot.
I've seen quite a bit of him,
exciting to see. What does he remind you of?
See, I don't want to put the pressure on his shoulders.
But is he like a ball playing centre back, or is he just like hard get in? So you know how Rio was like the ball player, and Vidic was like the rock.
Look, he can do everything. He can do everything. It's like Axel, for example. Like Axel can do everything, but the poor guy barely ever plays. So it's like there's no point giving contracts to these young players. There must be, like, obviously, you know, there must be some sort of conversations going on with Oli. Because obviously Mengi's with Rooney at Derby, so Rooney knows what it takes to play for Man United. So he will instill that mentality into Mengi that, you know, listen, mate, obviously playing for United is not easy because Rooney played with some top centre-backs. And he's probably telling Mengi, listen, you've got all the attributes to make it at the top level. You just need to come here, work hard, show them that you're ready. And I think Mengi's the one, man. Honestly, like, I know I've said this about a lot of young players in the past, and I've been wrong about it. But from what I've seen of Mengi when he was in the reserves, he's just a unit, man. I don't know. I mean, I hope he comes back and he really shows. Because look, I like Twanzebe, right? And that night against Paris in the Champions League, I felt like his dad there, man. No, honestly, Vikas, because I was one of those guys that actually seen him play from obviously coming through the reserves. He went on loan to Villa, and he was a key member of that team that got promoted, right? And I think before he came back to United, or while he was at Villa, John Terry came out and said he's the best young defender he's ever worked with. Now that is some fucking feat, man, because listen, John Terry was a brilliant defender, one of the best in the Premier League era, and for him to say that about you.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mo, I mean, look, he's a local lad, and I know there's one game, I think it was in the League Cup last season, Carabao Cup, he was captain of, I think it was against Watchdog, so he was captain, and it's a nice moment for him. But I just think that, he sort of reminds me of like a Wes Brown or John O'Shea, not in terms of ability, in terms of he's one of our own. He will always be that sort of bit part player. He won't like.
I know. But the thing is, I've resigned to that fact now as well. That he's probably just going to be a squad player, because obviously he keeps getting injured, which is unfortunate because there's a player there. There's definitely a player there.
So now it comes to him now, like whether he feels like I mean, I remember the types of Wes Brown or John O'Shea, they were happy being that squad player because they're playing for Man United. So that's why you never see that, Wes Brown, starting for England or Retete, or Shea Wood for Ireland, because Ireland, they have no one else, in those times. But now, for Axel, for me, what I'll do with him is that if we do get another centre back, I will send him out on loan to like a mid-table Premier League.
Like West Ham, for example.
Something along those lines, for him to get that experience. That's when, and even the same with Brandon Williams, I'll do the same with him. That's when you sort of see what these players are made of. Because there's nothing more that we want than for one of our own to sort of have a successful career at Manchester United. But let's be honest, Mo. If Brandon Williams was the one, then we wouldn't have bought Telles. Now Brandon is playing on the right. He's playing as a right back more than left back, and he's right foot as well. So now in the summer we got Dallo back as well. There's some huge choices to make when it comes to our defense, man, in terms of what players to keep. Definitely. But one thing for certain, we do need another centre back.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I totally agree with that. But yeah, obviously we beat Man City. Moving on to midweek, AC Milan. Lucky not to lose the game, in my opinion, because that Kessie's goal, it should have stood. By the way, he's a fantastic player. I think United should be looking at him as an option for defensive midfield. Frankie Kessie, excellent player.
We'll end up with Milivojevic from Palace.
Yeah, no, in this board. But yeah, I mean, obviously the performance wasn't great. Ahmad got his debut goal, which was nice to see. And then we had that same bottle job mentality where we decided to defend with 9 men. We had like 2 left backs on the pitch, and I don't know what was going on, but we were lucky to come away with a 1-1. And then further on in the week, we get the news that we got a technical director in Mr. Darren Fletcher and director of football in John Murto. What do you make of all that? First of all, let me come to the game, the AC Milan game. Let's talk about the AC Milan game. What do you make of the first game?
The Milan, the Milan game, I mean, we were lucky. Milan impressed me a lot in that game.
I didn't expect them to come out and play like that. I thought they were going to come sit back, take it back to the San Siro.
They had more injuries than us. I think they couldn't even name the full bench, and Dallo that game decided to be like Brazil, like prime Roberto Carlos on left back. But yeah, we were lucky to come out of that.
Very lucky.
But I don't really, because of the injuries, I don't blame Oli because he had no choice but to go.
No. I get it. But see,
I do agree with you that in the last sort of 5 minutes we made stupid substitutions which we didn't need to.
Yeah, I don't understand why he went
we bought
defensive because we had the
yeah,
lead.
yeah.
I mean, surely
then
the automatic thinking would be, come on, let's push on and get another goal.
he put Tellers on the left wing, and I was like,
Tellers and
what's he
Shaw
doing, man?
playing on the same side. One was playing as a left centre back, one was playing left wing, and then there was a moment in that last 5 minutes where they were both confused.
Yeah.
And then you had Brandon on the other side, same thing, and it was just like, why are you shutting up shop? Like, you're just inviting pressure. And the thing is, I knew they were going to score.
Mo, we defended so well as well, yeah. Okay, we rolled out like a times, and a Kessie goal should have stood, yeah. But like, if you're defending so well, there's no reason not to change it. And especially in the last 5 minutes, I didn't get that at all.
They need to bin this bloody zonal marking stuff as well, man, because I'm sick of it, man. From corners, like just pick a man. Just look, you tell us when we play our games on the weekend. When there's a corner, just pick a man and stay with your man. Simple.
That is your man. I've never been a fan of zonal. I've never ever been a fan.
The biggest man marks the biggest man. It's height for height. Exactly, yeah. Horses for courses.
Yeah. The zonal, like, yesterday I saw Zlatan next to Wan-Bissaka or something.
Even that save Henderson made yesterday, Zlatan was on the back post.
He was on shore.
Yeah.
He was on shore. It should have been required there.
But anyway, yeah, like obviously we conceded in the last minute. Left a bitter taste in my mouth. Anyway, I was thinking, oh no, like, are we gonna bottle it?
It was a away goal because we knew that we had to score at the San Siro. That's what we sort of knew that. Oh, okay. And not gonna lie, obviously because they scored the last minute, it felt like, oh damn. I mean, like, now we're gonna have to score. In some ways, it kind of worked out. Yeah, it kind of worked out for us, to be fair, in a funny way, because if we had that 1-0 lead, I don't think yesterday we would have gone.
I think it would have ended up at Leipzig, you know.
Yeah, probably.
If we went 1-0 up.
100%. So yeah, that Milan game, and the thing is, because Hendo made that mistake, that's why there wasn't much talk about Oli making those substitutions.
I don't think. I think it's harsh to. Obviously, he should have saved it, but like the coverage he got after that was disgusting, man. Like, but that's social media now.
Yeah, and. Yeah, I don't know, like, before we move to the West Ham game, I don't know, like, are you De Gea or are you Team Hendo?
Do you know what? I can't discredit David for what he's done, right? Because at one stage, I'll say this to my friends, at one stage, I'd say to them, we cannot lose this guy. We cannot lose him. He's our player of the season for 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. But now I've got to the point where, if we lose him, it's not a disaster. Because obviously Hendo's a top keeper. He's a very good goalkeeper. But at the moment, I'd have to go with Hendo because he's not doing an awful lot wrong.
One thing I realized about Hendo, and I don't know if you picked up as well, is that I like how he comes out and
he's vocal. He's vocal. He's demanding. I feel more safe when it comes to crosses.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
because I think it was it the AC Milan or West Ham game where he got clattered? I think it was the West Ham game. I think the ball floated up in the air and he came flying out to punch it and he got absolutely hammered. I think it might have been the West Ham game. I can't remember. I think it was the West Ham game, actually. The ball's up in the air. It's a 50-50, deflected up in the air. The ones up and under. And he came out and he absolutely took everything. And I'm thinking, De Gea on current form in that position? Nah. I mean, I might be wrong, but I mean, they have their pros and cons. They have their pros and cons, but.
And De Gea has been good this season compared to to be fair, anything compared to what he was last season. He's been good this season, but that's another choice that Oli has to make.
But I think Oli's he's too loyal with David. So I think once David's obviously back from his quarantine, he goes straight back in.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you make of obviously the director of football, technical director staff? Is it just to keep the fans on side? Are we moving in the right direction? What do you make of all that?
It kept me on side for about 5 minutes until I bloody found out like whose job is what. I'm glad about.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of research on that stuff, and obviously I sent you the quote from Laurie Whitwell, who's a correspondent for The Athletic, and he was saying, it's more between Fletcher and Murtough now, and Woodward's not going to be involved. So I don't know. Let's see. Like I said to you during the week, like these three obviously promising young prospects getting new contracts. Hopefully, that can be the start of, the real rebuild that we've been waiting for fucking 7 years.
But I'm glad that Darren's there in order to try and sell the club. That's what you need.
Yeah, you need a Man United man, like any club.
Finances and contract, this and that, you leave it to the financial people, you know. But in terms of players, why they want to come to Man United, you need someone
that knows the club.
Exactly. And I'll always remember, because Fletch spoke about it as well, how Ferguson went to his house. Ferguson went to Fletcher's house when he was a young kid in Scotland to try and persuade him to come sign to United. You know, so listen, look, one minute he's there in BT Sport, the next he was a coach, and now he's like, you know, trying to get people to play for us, you know. So he'll be crucial. I'm happy with that appointment.
It's a nice.
I'm happy with that appointment because you need someone who knows the club, you know. But in terms of the other ones, I'll be honest with you, I can only answer that in September once I know who we signed. With
the director of football, he was involved. Well, he was at Everton. He basically led the pathway for Rooney to get into the first team at Everton. He sort of refurbished United as well. That like the academy set up. He introduced the women's team. He brokered, I think, the Alexis deal. Like it was part of the Alexis deal. Surprise.
Okay, well, he should just resign just for that. I mean,
and then last year he drove Tellez to, you know, to do his medical and stuff. So, I mean, and he was a part of Hannibal Medbury, which is another exciting young talent coming to the club. So, I mean, he's been around the club for quite a while. He has been around the club, but
Mo, this is the same guy, yeah. That signed Cavani the day on transfer deadline day. And then, because Cavani had to bloody quarantine for 2 weeks, he wasn't available for our next game when Cavani was free for about 6 months. I honestly have faith in Fletch, but this board, I have no faith whatsoever.
I get it. I
now,
understand.
This new sponsorship from TeamViewer, yeah, that 235 5 years. Now, where's that money going to go to? That's like 50. That's like nearly 50 mil a year.
No, it's 47. It's 47 mil a year. It's less than what we paid for Chevrolet.
Inter Milan, yeah, Inter Milan.
They had Pirelli for like 15 years.
Yeah, but they Inter Milan still owe us money for Lukaku. Yeah, now they're in financial trouble. Any other person would be like, you know, okay, give us Skriniar, right? Okay, give us Martinez. But this board, they want the money. You know. So I have no faith in this board whatsoever. You know, and that the whole, for two reasons: Jadon Sancho and Cavani. Them two reasons, yeah, just told me that they can sign whoever has the footballer stuff, but I'm not trusting these lot, man. I wait till August transfer deadline day, and then I'll give my opinion. I hope. I'm glad that they made movements, but is this just to keep us fans on side, or are you man's going to really do something about it? Time will tell, bro.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right. You've got a point. That's what I said. Let's wait till the summer before we start making any, you know, real judgments. You know, because you never know. It might be the difference between us being an elite team or being the same old crap. You know what I mean? So in that sense,
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to judge. It's hard to say anything right now. But like I said, we might as well just wait before we start counting our chickens.
Because Mo, we need, it's like, you know, we need a centre back, we need a CDM, we need a right winger, we need a striker. We're not going to get all those in one window.
No, I get it. This is what I'm saying. But hopefully, you know, he delivers half of what Oli wants.
Yeah, but I just think that right now, yeah, okay, like, because if you look at the summer, right, okay, they've got a lot of sorting out to do. Forget players in. Pogba's still got a year on his contract. What are we going to do with Lingard? What are we going to do with the likes of Dalot coming back, Pereira coming back, Tai Chung, he's coming back, you know, as well from his loan. There's so much stuff that needs to be sorted out, man. You know, so
I agree.
You know, they need to like, you know, not only get rid of players, but think what quality players can come in. And it all depends on whether we make Champions League next season or not. Because let's be honest, if we're not going to make Champions League next season,
no, that's confirmed. That's confirmed.
Right? Yeah, me and you both do, right?
It's got to be, man. Like, I think the fact that we beat City, that kind of cemented that Champions League spot, in my opinion. Obviously, beating West Ham was a plus, but
yeah, but you know how before, even last season before, we would have two transfer lists. Okay, the Champions League transfer list, the Europa League transfer list. Yeah, right. I'm not worried. We can attract any player from that Europa League transfer list. Is a main one, is an elite one, because if we only have one, if we only have money to make one or two elite signings, what's that going to be? A centre back, and then what you're going to look at? Okay, well, Cavani's going to go, so we do need a striker, but then we need a CDM.
Still got that gaping right wing
what
spot.
happens with Pogba? Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So it's about priorities at the end of the day. Like me, in my opinion, I think in order for this team to, be elite, we need to scrap the two CDMs.
Yeah.
The two holding players, I feel like we definitely need to scrap that and get one in there that can play as a CDM. So I don't know, a Declan Rice, Frank Kessie, whatever, NDD,
mm-hmm.
and Jadon Sancho. I think those two are key at the moment because I think we can get away with playing Mason up top for a season or till January at least.
Or centre back.
Centre back, I think we could be okay. We could get away with another season of having the guys we've got now.
Ooh,
for me, honestly,
only if we get CDM.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If we can get like a Declan Rice, a Frank Kessie, or a Wilfred Ndidi that can sit in front of that back four, right? And touch wood, Pogba signs a contract. Then you got one of the CDMs, Bruno, Pogba, and the front three, whatever it is. I think this United team, I think if that happens, maybe that's a step. We'll get closer and closer. Like we'll be there, like just about challenges, sustained challenge. And then you bring in a centre back and a striker.
Ollie's getting away with so much right now, yeah, in terms of performances. Not the ones that we spoke about, the ones that we said about the cities in November, the Chelsea at home, because there's no fans in the stadium. That's why you can play two CDMs. That's my theory on it. I mean, like, I don't think us fans would like, cheer. Last season, because we knew that, okay, yeah, we're not up there with like the likes of City and Liverpool. We had no choice but to go. Like some games we'll play five at the back. This season we haven't. But because we played those two CDMs, yeah, and even yesterday, I mean, I thought both CDMs were poor in the first half.
They were shit,
I thought Fred had the best.
It was so bad to watch. Like even the West Ham game. Like let's come to the West Ham game actually. Like dire performance. I'm not gonna lie to you. They came to get a point. David Moyes didn't have a shot on target, like you said in your preview on Instagram. They came, stink out the place, get a point, get back on the fucking coach, back down the M1. That was their plan. And it took a moment of Bruno brilliance from a corner. Should we call it brilliance? I don't know if it's a brilliance or it's just a bit of luck, but you need a bit of luck. But I think we were unlucky that day because Mason was probably the best player on the pitch, along with Shaw.
Yeah.
Obviously hit the post twice. He rushed Rashford back, which I'm going to come to in a bit. But like, I think, like, I was watching Declan Rice closely that day, and as soon as West Ham took off Mark Noble and they left Declan on his own,
he could do the job.
Did you see the way he was like pushing the team forward?
Dictating the play, man. Dictating the play. But I
love McTominay, right? I love Scott. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good squad player, right? But I think he's got to look at Declan Rice and say, you know what? Similar age category. But
nah, Rice is like 21, 4 years younger.
No, but how old's Scott then? Scott's like 23. 24?
Is he?
So, yeah,
okay,
23,
sorry,
24.
I checked that. Yeah, I checked that.
Like,
okay, I didn't know that.
2-3 year difference. Like, I think they're pretty much the same age, you know. Hold on. Scott. McTominay is 24.
Yeah, 24, right? And Rice, I think, is about 21. And that just shows you, at 21, to be the captain of West
22.
Ham.
He's 22, bro. 20. 2 years younger.
Yes.
So you could say they're about the same age. But if I'm Scott, I'm looking at Declan and I'm thinking, yo, like, he's regarded as one of the best holding midfielders in the Premier League. What do I need to do to be like him? And I think he showed him that day because
if I'm Scott, if I'm Scott, I'm thinking, bloody hell, I need to injure Rice because he's going to take my place next season because the club's going to sign for him. Declan Rice
This is
was
what
out
I'm
of this
saying.
world.
I'm telling you, like, I've been on this bandwagon. I've been on this kid for years, ever since he came through at West Ham. But obviously, people don't seem to think he's good enough. But now they've seen him closely this season. He's been excellent. A brilliant footballer.
Mate,
Brilliant
like I
footballer.
said, you don't become the captain of because West Ham's not some little team. It's not some
They're not a small
Halifax
club.
Town or
No
it's
chance,
not a
no
small
chance.
club. No
They're steeped in history. They're steeped in history, right? And like, he's been a captain of a team which have done wonders this season.
He's probably going to start for England as well.
Look, for me, obviously we're going to do a video on that in a couple of days, hopefully, on the Euros. But for me, he's got to start for England. He has to.
Yeah.
Like, he reminds me of a young Gerrard in terms of passion and the way he plays the game.
Wears the heart in the sleeve.
I think United need someone like that can play as a defensive midfielder, and he's a tall lad. He's not small. He's a massive guy.
The only thing we have in our favor is that Jesse's there, so maybe we can offer Jesse plus a little bit more money.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough, man, because I mean, Moisey came out a couple of weeks back saying they're not going to sell him for 100 mil even. So
I don't blame him, man. Especially if they get Europe. Yeah, if they get Europe,
any Europe. But I think he's a Champions League player, man. He's not a Europa League player. He's a Champions League. He's a Champions League quality player, man. Like,
yeah, man.
He can get into any. I think he can get into probably any top team in Europe.
Yeah, 100%.
With the way football is nowadays, because you don't get these natural CDMs anymore.
He would walk in, man. He would walk in. But coming back to that West Ham game, I wasn't too annoyed.
I mean, look, we got the job done, VIKAS. Like, I get it. We got the job done, but
we took the game to them. Greenwood in another day would have had two at least. Yeah, and West Ham just had one game plan, as you said from the start.
And obviously when they chucked on Ben Rama and Lanzini, I was a bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that kind of got me.
Because you've seen us, you've seen us recently, like, 1-0 against us in the last few minutes. We tend to capitulate. We always concede.
Yeah, man, bro. Like, that game phased out. Got the 3 points. I think
that didn't make no subs at all that game.
Yeah,
which I was surprised.
You know what? It's done, innit? Like, as long as we won, like, that was the main thing. So obviously that game phased out. I think the fact that Tottenham dropped points, Chelsea dropped points, and we won that kind of secured top four in my opinion. That game sort of secured our top four position, and then obviously we could focus more on the AC Milan. Well, obviously yesterday's game and the news, obviously, that Pogba, Cavani, Van der Beek all fit. Obviously, Cavani didn't make it because he had a reaction from training. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means, but
it means he could be asked to play.
Yeah,
that's
what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. So obviously Martial's out injured. Yesterday, in terms of, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Pogba was gonna start. I thought he was gonna play maybe 45, 50 minutes and then come off.
Well, mainly spoken it. You said you play him on the wing.
I said that. But the funny thing was, like, we started well, like first 10, 15 minutes, like, we really took the game to them. And then, I mean, Dan James had the beating of Hernandez, their left back. He's a brilliant player as well, Hernandez. He had him at every opportunity, but again, with Dan, it's the final ball. But he's been good for us over the last 10, 11 games.
That hacked me off, yeah. Even though we won, we got through, yeah. The one where the penalty one where he could have played a simple ball to Mason.
Yeah.
Could have played a simple ball to him.
I don't know what he was thinking there.
He thought it was at the Olympics. Oh, let me try.
He wanted to be the hero, innit? He wanted to be Gareth Bale. But yeah, I mean, obviously,
mate, that's the frustrating part.
I was surprised that Zlatan was on the bench for them, to be honest. But again, they didn't really. I mean, the first half was dead from both teams, like, diabolical. We couldn't even pass win, let alone pass a football, mate. Like, it was just.
Yeah, the first 50 minutes we were good. Then after that, I don't know what happened, man. I mean, we just went flat. It's like we was driving at 70 miles per hour, and then we just bloody had a punchy tire because we went flat, man. It was, and halftime came at the right time.
Yeah, it was shit, man. It was so bad. Yeah. I mean, I noticed from Rashford's body language that he's injured, man. He was completely battered, mate. Even like, geez, remember
But
the West Ham game, the corner? Bruno took a corner and he was holding his knee, and in the background you see Rashford kneeling down.
but
Like,
but you know what, yeah.
the hell, man.
But you know, no, this is like, this is different. That's why you see Marcus, he wears the badge, innit? That's why I'm starting to get this sort of bad feeling with Cavani, yeah. Because if you compare the two, Rashford said, "Listen, I'm going to play this game. I'll do whatever it takes to play this game."
Because he came out.
Cavani,
Sorry, Vikas. He came out in the press conference prior to the AC Milan game. He came out and he said, "Listen, I'll rest when I retire."
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
when I feel like I'm fit enough and healthy enough to play, I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make myself available for the team. And then when I have time, maybe after the Euros, I'll sit down and I'll sort out this problem that I'm having. But I feel good, you know. But I don't know if he's saying that because he wears his heart on his sleeve, or he actually feels fit enough to play. Because honestly, yesterday, he only had 16 touches in the whole of that first half, bro. And that is so unusual for Marcus.
But he came on the pitch, right? Okay, and that's why Cavani.
Look, I'm grateful. Obviously, look, I love Marcus, right? I think he's a great person off the pitch for what he's doing, you know, with all the, you know, child poverty and stuff. Excellent guy. And on the pitch, I feel like he's improved leaps and bounds. Like, he's improved. I mean, his numbers are ridiculous for someone of his age to be doing what he's doing, you know, to reach the same number of goals as fucking David Beckham and Eric Cantona and all these guys, like, at such a young age, you know, kudos to him. But I mean, yesterday, I from the get-go, I kind of felt that something wasn't right with him. And, you know, obviously I didn't expect Ollie to take him off at half time. You know, fair play to Ollie, because I like, you know, us fans, like, the easy target would be, get Dan James off.
I was as well. I was like, no, not Mar-. I was like, oh, I know Marcus is injured, but a 50% Rashford is better than a 100% Dan James. I was like that as well.
It's true, but again, like, you know, obviously the first half phased out. We didn't really create anything clear cut. I think Bruno had a shot which he hit over the bar. Even he was. He had a 2 out of 10 in that first half. They all had a 2 out of 10, apart from probably Shaw, the defenders, and Greenwood. The rest of them were terrible. And then obviously start the second half, you're thinking, right, what we got here? I see Pogba warming up. I see my guy warming up, and I was like, you know what? This is the moment, man. It's there for him to win it. And he came on, bro. Yeah. He came on, and like, the levels, 5, 6, 7 levels higher. Everyone had energy. Scott and Fred winning the ball back. They were passing. The passing was crisp. The touches were better. Like, the fluidity in the passing, in the movement, moving in between the lines. He's telling players where to move. Like, he's holding people off. And I was like, raw, has this guy really been out for 11 games?
And what position did he play yesterday?
Bro, he played left wing.
Yeah, exactly. He played left wing.
Look, I'm going to come to the goal, right? Like, sorry, I'm getting carried away here because he's my guy, man. But
bro, he was amazing yesterday. We deserve to get carried away. He missed his 11 games.
There was moments in the game where he told Bruno, listen, mate, go over to the left. I'm playing in the middle. I'm going to cover the middle for 5-10 minutes.
Oh, he was battering people, wasps, COVID. He was like, move, man. Go gym.
Bro, what are you doing here? He sent Dalot back to Manchester with a little cutback, a little Cruyff turn or a little chop. His passing ability to keep the ball in pressure situations, which we know he's good at. You're talking about heart on sleeve. He wore his heart on his sleeve yesterday. Him and Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw. 3 players, in my opinion, wore their heart on their sleeve. And in my opinion, Pogba was the best player on the pitch in that 45, the second 45.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
He uses class, man. He uses quality. And to think that he's been out for 11 games, for him to just come on, get the goal. Obviously, we got a bit lucky. The ball ricocheted in the box. But the way he sent the goalkeeper for a hot dog, and he put it in the roof of the net, like, man, I was ecstatic, man.
He said, what's his name? Donnarumma.
Donnarumma.
What's it? he said Donnarumma for bloody pasta, mate, in Milan. That's what he said it for. But yeah, listen, I mean, well, yesterday, and how we've said this before on WhatsApp and even on here, there were games like West Brom Palace where you needed a Pogba. And that's what Pogba does. He's just moments. Chelsea, he has his moments. He had them against Burnley away, he had it against Fulham away, and he did it last night as well. You know, he is the difference now between winning, losing a game. Because if he didn't play yesterday, if he was injured,
yeah, I don't see how we win that. Like, I'm being honest here, like, I know obviously my mates are going to slander me. Obviously, I know I'm a big Pogba fan, but I don't like. We never had anything on that bench apart from Pogba and maybe Van der Beek, but Van der Beek's not going to get a look in.
No, but if you take off Marcus, you're not going to bring Van der Beek and play him on the left wing. The only thing he could have done was to bring Ahmad and put Dan James on the left.
Because I wanted to see Ahmad at some point. I wanted to see him, but I think Oli, obviously, he got it right.
We needed that second goal.
We did. I think we needed that second goal because it was, oh man, my nerves were all over the place, man. Especially when Zlatan came on. I had this picture in my head, like the low cross from the right and Zlatan header. I had this picture in my head.
But it was sort of like similar to the City game in terms of, yeah, we was nervous, but it never felt it was under the cosh. It's not like we was hanging on by a thread. It wasn't
wave after wave, but whenever they did get a free kick or like some sort of nice play around our box, I just had this doubt in my head that have these guys learned from previous experiences? And to be honest, this is where I credit Harry Maguire the most, because as a leader, he ushered that defense. Like, he was getting in their faces, pulling people about and saying, listen, man, like, switch on. Like, even Victor Lindelof's block, he had that amazing block.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, fair play. But like I said, like, as soon as Pogba came on, the team played better. Bruno, obviously, Bruno played better. You know, he didn't have to drop deep to pick the ball up because he knows he's got someone there that he can trust will get the ball to him. Fred and McTominay, they played better. They upped their game by 5-10%. Even Dan James, he put in one decent cross for Pogba, you know, the header, and I think he should have done better there. But, like, I think he stole the show, man. He stole the show.
But that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, when you get a world-class player like him coming to pitch, everyone ups their game. And there's no coincidence. And this is just great going forward now. Yeah, because now he's back. And, you know, we've obviously got the international break where he'll get a bit of rest. He'll get some more minutes on his belt for France. So when we do come back, for Brighton, Granada, Spurs, Burnley, you know, he's there. He's sort of like getting his minutes back, you know. So, yeah, mate, is like I said, yesterday about a mile for 45 minutes on that pitch. It was a Pogba masterclass.
Yeah, he was better than the Milan players as well, man.
Bro, like we said, there were times yesterday where he could have just went down. Yeah, but he just shrugged players off.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. Like, I don't know how he does it, man. Like, to me, he looks like a skinny lad. Like, just tall, skinny. But, bro, like, when he gets in the corner with the ball, no one's taking the ball off him. I don't care who you are.
Exactly, yeah. So all we can do now is just, look, whatever happens with him in the summer, it happens. But the one thing you're guaranteed to know with Pogba is that he'll give his 100% from now to the end.
The thing is, like, funny enough, there was I seen an article today from James Ducker from the Telegraph, and he was saying there's a good chance that he could stay. And Oli said it. Oli said in his press conference as well, by the way, that the talks are ongoing.
Yeah, but who can afford him apart from PSG? City, Chelsea?
The thing is, like, I don't think he'd... I mean, he wants to go back to Juve in an ideal world, but the way Juventus are right now, I don't think he'd want to go back there. Madrid is shit.
Juve can't even afford him anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, mate, I mean, if I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Like, come November time when this prick of an agent came out, yeah. Okay, and said all this and that. I was like, listen, just get rid of it, man. We don't need that sort of hassle. We don't need that headache, you know. But maybe, look, it's all speculation. But do you know what, maybe Raul said, listen, Paul, I can't get you your move to these clubs, yeah, because the finance is not there. Next summer, yeah, cool, maybe. I mean, you'll be 29, so it's not like you'll be coming to your decline. You know, you still be in your peak. You know, so if if he can't get a move away, we offer him a new contract. That season, next season, he will see the progress we made. If we get centre back in a CDM, right, he'll be like, you know what, yeah, my last season, let me just give my all. It's similar to how Ronaldo. Listen, just give us one more season. But the difference is, give us one more season because no one can afford you. I'll be honest, more. If Clubs could afford him, I'd want him gone simply because of the baggage he brings. That's the only. That's like, you know, forget about his footballing ability. I just think a good dressing room is what you need. And I'm not saying he's a bad egg, of course not. But like, you know, there's players like him and even like Lingard as well, where I was surprised Lingard went because he's well liked in dressing room. So what do you do with Paul Pogba? You know, do you sell him and get Jack Grealish in? Do you keep him? That's another one.
If it's up to me, I would build a team around him, man. I mean, if it's up to me, because like, look, I would.
What about the baggage he comes in? What about all the stuff his agent said though?
That's unforgivable. Don't get me wrong, like that is wrong. Like he should be coming out and telling his agent, "Yo, listen, shut the hell up, man." Or you do two things. For me, he has to do two things. He has to sack his agent, right?
He's not going to do that.
Or he has to come out and tell us fans and the club what he wants. It's all well and good doing it behind the scenes, you know. He's had his conversations with Ollie, whatever. Apparently, Ollie's told him, you know, you've let me down, right? Which is right. He's let himself down. He's let the club down. And you know what? This reminds me of that whole Rooney thing again, man.
If we have a trophy, yeah, a good trophy, I don't mean no bloody pre-season, he'll leave it. It's similar to Hazard with Chelsea. When Hazard won the Europa League, he went with the fans' blessing. When Ronaldo went, he went with the fans' blessing.
Yeah, it's the same with Paul. If we win the Europa and the FA Cup and finish second, and he wants to leave, then I'll say, you know what, mate, kudos. Like, you've done your bit, man.
Yeah, 100%. Then they'll be like, okay, fair play. I mean, like, you know, he deserves it. He's been there for 5 years. It hasn't worked out the way that he thought he wanted it to because he had crap players around him, which is not his fault. But if he does stay, then we need that CDM. Because that CDM.
Yeah, this is the thing, man. Because like this is why I come back to that CDM situation, because I think with a player like Pogba, right, you have to allow him to express himself, like what Ollie did yesterday. I think all he's told him, I don't even think he's giving him any tactics. All he said to him was, "Listen, mate, go out there. You've played it before with Juve or whatever. You've got experience of playing in big games. Show your quality, man."
Yeah, he played it left.
Rightly so. He done it. Like he was dictating things. He was running around. He was, you know, getting in defensive position, winning headers, holding the ball up. Obviously, he's passing. We know what he can do with the ball. I think off the ball this season he's improved quite a lot, which doesn't get spoken about because he's not good at that. Like people don't see him as that kind of player that is good off the ball. But I feel like he's improved that a lot.
When you said off the ball, yeah, and he gave away 2 penalties against Arsenal and Tottenham, but he gave them away because he was tracking back. And there's even one against Brighton, which got overturned at the start of the season. You know, it's because he's tracking back. So I agree with you there.
This is what I'm saying. Like, and the thing is, like, people need to understand, right? He's been made to play in certain positions under Mourinho, under Ollie. Under Ollie, it's no coincidence, his best football under Ollie has come in advanced positions. Before Ollie got the job as interim manager for about 2.5, 3 months, Pogba played on the left of a 4-3-3. What happened? He was our best player. Injuries took a part, and obviously he had all the baggage and stuff. And then last season, same thing. You know, before we got in Bruno, we never really had anyone apart from flipping Andreas Pereira. But you know, Pogba was good before he got injured, and then he got injured again. Now, this season, he has played a lot deeper, and he's got obviously Bruno ahead of him. But when Ollie's allowed him to play in a more advanced position, that's where he's producing for us. And it's no coincidence because that's where he's most comfortable. With France, it's different because he has the luxury of Mbappe, Griezmann, Kante.
But that's it. With France, he has Kante next to him, so he can go up because he knows that.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to pinpoint the importance of one defensive midfield player. I don't understand. Like, there was a game, I think it was Everton in the last round of the FA Cup, where he played Matic, Van der Beek, and Pogba. But Matic was almost that lone DM in that game, and we went to Goodison and we dominated, bro.
Yeah.
So I think
it's a Carabao Cup.
Yeah, Carabao Cup. But we went to Goodison and we actually dominated. Like, that's the best half of football I've seen us play for a while. Like, in terms of domination, creating chances, Pogba and Donny pushing up, Matic playing as the lone DM. And look, as much as I like Matic, he doesn't have the legs. So I think that's something Ollie needs to look at and think, right, okay, you know, the Declan Rice is there, but if we can't sign Declan Rice, let's try and go for Wilfred Ndidi. If you can't get him, let's go for Frank Kessie. They need to look at players in that mold. And not only does that allow Pogba to get forward and enjoy his football, but I guess that will play a big factor in Bruno's game as well. Because then he won't have to drop back 5-10 yards.
Yeah, and this season this season we've been playing 4-2-3-1. Next season I want to go back to a 4-3-3. The only reason we're playing 4-2-3-1,
4-4-2, like even a 4-4-2 with Pogba off the left.
Yeah, 100%. But like, you know, I think that is exciting. If we get a CDM, a proper certified,
for me, I'd say CDM and right wing are more important than getting a centre back and a striker. I think we can get away without. I mean, if we can get a centre back and striker in, I mean, great, but I don't see it happening. Like, in all honesty, but if that's me, I would go for a right winger and a CDM. I think those two need sorting out. Because look, defensively, we haven't. I think we've only conceded one in our last 7 games. So defensively, we've got a structure there defensively.
Yeah.
But that's only because we're playing the 2 CDMs. But we need one man that can do 2 man's job.
Exactly.
I think that is key. That is key. Like, especially with modern football nowadays, you've seen it with your Cities, your Liverpools. Like, they've had the one sitting player, and everyone, like, City do it the best.
You need the Kante, the Fabinho. You need that sort of player.
Like, you just need the one in there, and that can change the whole dynamics of the team. Like, Thomas Partey would have been a brilliant signing for United, man. Like, obviously, I don't understand why we didn't go in for him. Like, 40 million for him is a flipping snippet, mate.
Because we're idiots. No, we spent more money on Ahmad, which we'll see in time. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, when I heard about the Partey thing, I was like, that is us written all over.
Can you imagine a midfield 3 of Thomas Partey, Bruno Fernandes, and Paul Pogba?
Mate, bloody, yeah. That is hard of bloody stuff right there, man. I'm not gonna lie.
The thing is, like, with most of these CDMs, right, because they're coached to play defensive, they just naturally slot in as the centre backs. Like, you've seen it with Matic. Whenever Matic plays, because he's a master at that role, anytime United played, like, and the wing backs push forward, you see the centre backs, they split, and Matic will come in as another centre back.
That's what
the thing is. I've seen Pogba do that as well, and Pogba's not a CDM.
No. So, but Pogba sometimes does it because it's like you said. Sometimes, Bruno tracks back to receive the ball, but when we play 2 CDMs, but he's obviously doing that because there's no creativity. You know, your number 10 should not be, when you play 2 CDMs, your number 10 should not be tracking back to receive the ball from the goalkeeper, right? It's up to your CDM.
This is the argument that I have with other fans, like other United fans, that when Pogba plays in the CDM position, even though he's not a CDM, you don't see Bruno dropping 10, 15 yards deep to pick the ball up because he knows he's going to get it in the areas which he can affect the game.
Yeah, man, he's chilling. Yeah, 100%. Hey, when Scott and Fred plays, Bruno's like, fuck's sake, I'm gonna have to go back. When Pogba plays, Bruno's like, no, I'm cool, man.
Because he knows the ball's gonna come. He knows the ball's gonna come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But man, I mean,
it'll be interesting this summer what happens, man. We got a lot. We're doing well on the pitch, but we got a lot of shit to sort out off the pitch in the summer, man. You know, so I think, and I'll be honest with you, out of all the years of our rebuild that's taken bloody 10 years, even though it should have been 2 or 3, this summer will be the most crucial in our development.
I think
I
we've been
really
saying
feel
that every year for 7 years, man.
no, we've been saying that for every year. But I feel this season, because we've got the people in place now. Because
Yeah,
we've got
let's
the
see. I
people in
mean, let's see, bro. Let's see, man. I mean, it's like I said, it's so hard to it's easy to play Football Manager and you know click this, that, and the other, but it's whether these guys have the brains to really, you know, go out there and hopefully, you know, Fletcher can play a part in bringing some good players to the club, man. But obviously,
we
we've
have
still
to,
got
because Ollie knows. I mean, that hold on. If I play with two CDMs at Old Trafford when the crowds are back, they're going to be on my case.
because I seen a couple of days back that they all agreed that Declan Rice would be the signing, and I'm like, well, flipping out, mate. Like after A comes B, like you know, it's common sense. Like we need a Declan Rice.
But the thing is, you get Declan Rice, we're not getting no one else. You know, unless we sell players.
It's the thing is, it's hard. Like I think Jesse's gone. As much as I'd love him to come back and play well, I don't see him
he's
coming
our
back.
best chance of getting. He's our best chance of getting Declan Rice. I'll be honest with you. Jesse Lingard in terms
We'll see anyway. I mean,
Lingard.
we still got 8 games, well, 9 games left in the league. We still got obviously Granada. I don't know what you made of that draw. Excuse me. They're 8th.
Oh man, I was loving it. I mean,
the thing is, they're 8th in the La Liga, and they play a low block. So
they lost 11 games though.
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, man.
It won't be easy, but let's be honest, man. If there's one team we would have wanted, it'll be them.
If there's one, you're right. If
there's one of all those teams, if there's one they thought, yeah, just give me one, it would have been them.
Bro,
you know,
if I'm honest with you, I wanted Arsenal, man.
Oh yeah,
bro. I wanted. You know why I wanted Arsenal, bro? Because I can't stand them, bro.
Yeah, we might get them in the finals. I mean, and then we can
if they bloody make it, mate. Because look, they're all laughing about this Slavia Prague, yeah, but Slavia Prague beat Leicester and Rangers.
Yeah, and then they got Emery. Then if they go through that, they might have Emery coming back.
The thing is, we've got either Ajax or Roma if we make it through. So,
but after yesterday, I'm not. We're favourites for a reason. We're favourites for a reason because we are the best team left on paper. After yesterday, going to the San Siro and doing that to AC Milan.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. I don't give a shit what AC Milan team it is. It's still AC Milan.
Exactly. Teams are scared of us. I am not scared about any team left in that competition because we'll be going in as favourites. If we do not win this competition, we fucked up more than last year. Fucked up more than last year.
Bro, honestly, like I was saying to my mates earlier that I was more nervous yesterday than I am about the game coming on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
and you know what?
Look, Leicester away is going to be tough, right? But I don't see with the players that we got coming back. Obviously, Martial's going to be fit. Cavani's going to be available. Obviously, Pogba's back.
I'm expecting a win.
Same. Like I'm not looking at that game and scratching my head and thinking, oh, you know, But look, it might go pear shaped. We might get knocked out. Yeah. We might lose.
No, but I just hope he doesn't go. I just hope he doesn't make too many changes. Like I hope he sticks with Shaw at left back. I hope that he doesn't. He
doesn't need to change it because we ain't got a league game for another 10, 15 days anyway.
Exactly. I hope he treats this as a league game.
I don't think Rashford's going to be fit enough to play. So I think Martial. He hinted that Martial will come back in.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's all good. I mean,
look. It's just refreshing to have a fully fit squad available to choose from.
Yeah, mate, yeah. And you know what, Mo? Like, you know, come Sunday, the time we make our next video, we could be saying this week has been one of the best. Yeah, because this last week, yeah, if we win on Sunday, it's been a perfect week. 9 points clear in second, beat AC Milan and San Siro in the quarterfinals, and in the quarters, in the semis of FA Cup. You know, and then you got obviously City, Everton, Southampton, Bournemouth, and I forgot the other two. So Chelsea, Sheffield United. You know, so if we come through Leicester, it's been a good week for us, man. You know, and then we could just chill for 2 weeks. I mean, right? Okay, even though we wanted to be back because we know what international breaks are like, we're like, oh, we just can't wait for the Premier League to return. But then we've got Brighton, Granada, Tottenham, Granada, second leg. Burnley.
Listen, man. After seeing Spurs do a Spurs last night, I'm confident against those guys, man. If we don't
100%,
beat,
100%.
I can't believe they beat us 6-1.
Yeah, but
You know how much that hurts? It still hurts me now.
is a different team, and the good thing is those players will be hurting. Those players will know that. I mean, there should be no team talk on that game. That team talk on that game should be just a scoreline, of that 6-1.
At
That
Old
should be
Trafford
all
as
his
well.
team.
At Old Trafford as
Yeah,
well.
that should be all his team talk. I mean, because after that, I was like, how is this team going to react from this? How are we going to react from this? And I mean, fair play to them. I mean, it's been a season, yeah. That if we get top 4 and a trophy,
Listen, bro. Like the way I see it, right? The way I see it. Obviously, we were in a dark place at the start of the season. We lost to Palace. We lost to Spurs. Obviously, we had some good results. I said, anything above third is a good season. Third and above, and a trophy, obviously.
Yeah, and a trophy.
But
a trophy. And that's amazing.
The way in which we've done it, obviously, we were in a title race for a short period. You know, obviously, I was on the bandwagon that we might win it. You know, it's a bit of banter. I mean, I'm sure you were there as well.
Because we never been in that position, so we.
But you know what? You know what? I have to give credit to Oli for that, because he had us believing something which looked delusional for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So you got to give the team credit. You got to give Oli credit. You know. And
last year, last year, yeah, okay, we went second last year, but we were also in the top 4 chase, and we got the 2 semi-finals. You know, this season, he needs to go
one better. He needs to go one better. He has to go one better.
He needs to go one better. Do you know what I mean? So,
because look, he's getting a new contract. He's getting a $9 million a year contract, and you better be delivering the goods if you're going to be getting a new contract, especially for $9 million a year. You know. And I think they should have waited till the end of the season before they made that decision. But obviously, it is what it is. You know, Ollie's done some good things, and hopefully, with the 9 games left, we can stay second and get a few trophies in, man. I mean, it's looking good at the moment, but you know how football is, man.
Yeah. We don't have football is because we got knocked out 2 semi-finals last season, which we were favourites in as well. You know, so
I mean, the good thing about this year's Europa League is there's no Seville, so you know, hopefully that can give everyone a bit of urgency that, you know, we can actually win. To be honest, these boys can actually win that with their eyes closed, man. Like it's there.
It's there for us, man. I'm not fearing no one. I looked at the teams remaining, yeah, and I'm thinking, hold on.
Look, the only one, I'm not gonna lie. Before yesterday, the only team that I said, if United make it, the only team that I was gonna fear would have been Tottenham.
Me and you both.
Obviously with Jose in the European competition, like he knows that shit, right? But after they got knocked out, I said, you know what? Bun it, man. Like I'll take anyone, man.
I looked at teams remaining, and I saw quarterfinals. Yeah, number 1, I saw the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and I was thinking, damn, that's the draw I should be fucking looking at.
Yeah, same.
And then I looked at our one. I saw Slavia Prague, Granada.
I mean, if Rangers made it through, I would have been wary of them because they've been good this season.
Well, this competition this season, the Europa League, is much more weaker than last season. Last season was much more tougher. You had Seville, Inter Milan.
No, but the thing is, like, even I always go back to when we won it in 2017, our last major trophy. Like, we made hard work of that, man. We played some shit teams on the way to the final.
Yeah, that fell to Vigo and there's another and the extra time, isn't it? Yeah, that we need extra time.
And then we played Rostov and all these shit teams, man. And I think like we made hard work of it. But I think this year it's different.
If we win this competition, yeah, okay, we would have deserved it because Real Sociedad are no mug of a team. AC Milan are no mug of a team. Okay, Granada, if we get through it, then we got Ajax or Roma, 2 big teams, and then you got the final. The way I see it, Arsenal have no excuses. No, they need to get to a final.
The thing is, they have no excuses because look, they should be beating Slavia Prague and Dinamo Zagreb or Villarreal. I mean, come on, like, no disrespect to either of those teams. With the players Arsenal have and the quality they have, you'd fancy them to go all the way.
Yeah, Arsenal, to be fair, I mean, they should go all the way. And it'll be interesting to see now, if we do get them in the final, it will be Arsenal who needs to win to go to the Champions League or Ole who needs a trophy. that is what the final will come to. And over two legs, I do feel that we can do Arsenal. But if it's a one-off game,
Yeah, it's
I
a
am a
tough
bit
one.
more.
This is what I said. This is why I wanted them. This is why I wanted to play them now, because I think over two legs here we can probably get the better of them. But a one-off game is tough because like you
But
said,
like, they're glad they're not playing us. I mean, let's not be mistaken. Teams didn't want us. You know,
no, I mean they got through with the skin of their teeth last night when they lost 1-0, you know.
Well, we're Man United, I mean, like, you know, we're second in the hardest league in the world. We went to AC Milan, kept the clean sheet, and played well.
We went to Man City, the champions elect, and kept a clean sheet.
We've only lost 2 away games in all competitions, I think, this season. Yeah, the Turkish team in Champions League, and I think Leipzig. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever, why we cannot win it. And I'm expecting us to win this competition.
Yeah, same. I mean, at first I wasn't too bothered about it, but once we draw AC Milan, I thought, you know what, like this is where it really gets like nitty gritty, you know.
Yeah, when it comes to quarterfinals, you just need, you know, that hold on, you're like 4 or 5 games away from winning.
And the thing is, like the win from last night, like it should give us a momentum builder now. Like that should be the momentum builder.
The win from last night, the win against City, mate, like we're at a good place at this moment in time.
I remember, you know? It's funny because like before the City game, we were talking about how we didn't score for like 4 hours of football.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be in a good place after Sunday. We'll wait and see. But Sunday, I'm expecting us to win on Sunday as well.
Yeah, same. I'm not. Look, it's not overconfidence, but I'll be honest with you. Like we should be beating Leicester, regardless of what competition it is.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, they're missing James Maddison. Vardy's hasn't been amongst the goals recently either. I mean, Iheanacho scored a hat-trick in his last game against Sheffield United, albeit. But yeah, I mean,
if we had the injuries that we had a couple of weeks ago, I would not be confident. But
yeah,
now
no, this is the thing. It comes down to squad depth.
Yeah.
I think, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully, you know, we make it through. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there, Vikas. Nice to talk to you, my brother. Hopefully, we'll make another video. Monday, Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll make another video and we'll hopefully discuss. When we're through
finals.
Thanks a lot for coming on again. Thanks everyone for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check out Vikas's Instagram page, @RedDevil_London. Peace out.
Cheers.